Everyone at your job is suddenly saying AI agents. Your feed says it, your boss says it. Some guy on a stage says it every single week. And yet, be honest, the way you actually use AI is a chat box. You type, it answers, you close the tab. So somebody here is confused. Either the world is overhyping something you don't need, or you are missing the biggest shift in your industry while standing right next to it. In the next 12 minutes, you're going to see the three things everyone names and nobody can point at. The model, the platform, the agent. And by the end, you'll know, with numbers, not vibes, whether the AI works while you sleep story is real or a sales pitch. Start with the thing they don't put on the box. That innocent little chat window you type into, the machine behind it cost hundreds of millions of dollars to build, months of computer time, warehouses of hardware. Somebody paid that bill. And every part of this video, every price, every product, every promise in your feed is really about one question. How does that money come back? Strip away every buzzword, and a large language model, an LLM, is a machine that finishes sentences. That's the whole trick. Hand it a movie script with the last line torn off. It's one job, guess the next word, then the next one, then the next. It is not a brain. Nothing in there thinks the way you think. It's autocomplete. Autocomplete that grew up. And grew up means something physical. To guess well, the machine holds billions of tiny dials. The industry calls them parameters, but dials is what they are. Training is one long act of turning those dials, a nudge at a time, billions of times, for months, until the guesses stop being terrible. That's where the hundreds of millions go. Not into magic, into electricity and dial turning. There's one more step, and it's the clever one. A machine that finishes sentences will finish them in any direction, helpful, useless, or unhinged. So the builders hire people to compare its answers, not to write better ones, just to point at which of two answers is better. Because here's a truth about humans that quietly powers this whole industry. Judging is easier than doing. You can't write the perfect answer, but you know it when you see it. Thousands of those little judgments steer the machine toward being an assistant. Now hold on to this one thought, because it explains everything the machine does right and wrong. Every word it ever gives you is just the next best guess. That's why it can write your email perfectly, and, with the same confidence, invent a court case that never existed. Same trick, both times. So there's an expensive machine. Where does it live? It lives in somebody's building. That is all a platform really is. Whose building your words pass through and what the meter on the pipe charges. OpenAI is a building. Anthropic is a building. Google is a building. DeepSeek is a building. You knock on the door in one of three ways. Door 1, the subscription. Around $20 a month, chat as much as you like. This is how most of the world touches AI today. Simple, flat, done. Door 2, the pipe. This one's for software. Companies plug their products straight into the machine and pay by the word. No monthly fee, a meter. And at this door, the prices get strange. Anthropic's top general model charges about $25 for 1 million words of output, give or take. The meter actually counts tokens. The budget machines charge under $1. Same shaped product. Roughly 40 times cheaper. Stop and think about that. When did you last see two gas stations on the same street, priced 40 times apart? And this very week, the cheap pump proved the point. DeepSeek raised some of its prices more than 4-fold overnight. Nobody fully agrees yet what a word of machine writing is worth, and the meter can change while your hand is still on the pump. The expensive pipe sells you the strongest guesses money can buy. The cheap pipe sells you guesses that are, for a lot of jobs, good enough. And door 3. Remember this one. Some builders just hand you the machine. The whole thing. You download the dials and run them on your own computer. No building, no meter, no one reading your words. Keep that door open. In a few minutes, we're walking through it. Okay. This is the part the title promised. What an agent actually is, explained by someone who is not selling you one. An agent is the same machine, in a loop, with hands. That's the sentence. Let's watch it happen. You give it a job. Find the pull requests waiting on me, review the small ones, and draft replies. The machine reads the job, decides it needs your repo, opens it, lists the pull requests, picks the two-line fix, reads the change, writes a review, posts the draft. And then, this is the loop. It looks at what it just did and asks, is the job done? Not yet. So it goes again, next pull request, read, decide, act, check, around and around, no new instructions from you. It stops when the job is done, or when it hits something it can't handle, and leaves you a note. That's an agent. Chat is one turn of the crank. An agent keeps cranking. The tools you keep hearing about, the coding agents, the browser agents, the research agents, they are all this same picture, a model in a loop, with different hands bolted on. Calendar hands, browser hands, terminal hands. Now the honest part. The loop is not smart everywhere. It gets stuck. It takes wrong turns and burns words doing it. People who run agents all day will tell you, you don't hire an agent and walk away, you check its work, the same way you'd check a very fast, very confident junior. But notice what the loop does not do. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't stop at 6. It doesn't take weekends, which raises the exact question your feed keeps shouting about. Should your machine be working while you sleep? Honest answer, both hands on the table. Hand 1. Most people do not need this. Today, almost everyone's AI sits idle nearly all day. If you use AI to think, to write, to ask questions, the $20 door already covers you, completely. And that AI computer the internet wants you to buy, around $2,000, and that's just a used graphics card these days? For a chat user, it is a very expensive space heater. You will never type fast enough to earn it back. Hand 2. A loop is a different animal. A loop that runs all night eats millions of words a day. Feed it through the expensive pipe, and you're paying real money every single day, forever. Run it on your own box, and the running cost collapses to pennies of electricity. Now, the honest math, both numbers, out loud. If your loop truly needs top-shelf answers, the box can pay for itself in about a month. Against the budget pipe, it's closer to a year. So why is anyone buying? Look at what happened this week. The cheap pipe raised its prices overnight, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. The box's price is fixed the day you carry it home. You don't buy the box to save pennies. You buy it for control, for privacy, for a meter nobody else's hand can touch. So the machine on the desk was never really built for the chatter. It was built for the loop, and for the person who wants to own the meter. And this is not a theory anymore. Llama, the tool people use to run these models at home, doubled to almost 9 million developers in 6 months. Not viewers, installers. The market is voting with its hands. So how do you know which side you're on? Here's your take-home tool. It's called the One Job Test, and it fits on a card. Take a task from your week. Try to write it on one card, so clearly that a stranger could do it. If the job fits on the card, and it repeats every day, every week, it's agent-shaped, loop material. That's the work that justifies the pipe, or the box, or the night shift. If you have to think fresh every single time, that's not a loop. That's you. Keep chatting, and keep the $20 door. One card. That test is worth more than every top 10 agents list on your feed. Now pull back and look at the whole thing at once. A machine that guesses words. A building that sells those guesses 3 ways, flat, metered, or to go. A loop that turns guesses into finished work. And a night shift that only makes sense when the job repeats. That's the entire map, model, platform, agent. Once you can see it, nobody can sell it to you. You can price it yourself. The people who win the next few years in this industry aren't the ones who know the buzzwords. They're the ones who can look at their own week and tell which jobs fit on a card. Go find yours. If this made the picture clearer, subscribe. This channel does one deep, number-first breakdown at a time. No hype. And tell me in the comments, what's the one job you'd put on the card tonight?